Welcome back to Fantasy Poker Central. I'm your host, Eric Danis. Joining me today is WSOP bracelet winner and senior news editor for Poker News, Chad Holloway. Chad, how are things?
It's going well. I'm pretty excited for a whole new fantasy poker season.
Chad, we are picking our locks of the tournament. And let me just be clear here. We're not necessarily picking the person who's going to win because, let's be honest, in poker, that's probably impossible to do. But what sure bet, a player that we think that picking them right now, not having to wait until the Sunday deadline, would probably more than likely get you some points. And just a funny stat is that we're going all Germany, sir. Who's your pick?
I'm going to go with one of the players I think is the most reliable in the world, in Dominic Nietzsche. He's coming off a great summer where he won the World Series of Poker National Championship for $352,000. And what's more, he followed that up by winning event number 21, a $1,000 buy-in no-limit hold'em for $335,000. Gives him 3 bracelets all around. Just a solid player. He took 30th in Cyprus back in 2012. He won the WPT Johannesburg in October of 2012. Just shows you that he knows how to succeed in both the WPT and in Cyprus. We have both of those things coming up. I just don't see why he won't have success, barring a bad run of cards.
Dominic is just a simple word to describe him is ridiculous. Just an insane amount of cashes right from the start of his career. If he retired today, he would have one of the best poker playing careers of all time. And he's still in his early 20s. So fantastic pick, Dominic. Not only that, Chad, this man might still be the only player, or just one of a few players, that still travels everywhere. We see players do it for a couple of years and then they just get fed up. He's been doing it for 5-6 years now, and it's just ridiculous the amount of air miles he's probably collected in his lifetime.
I agree. He like you said, he's in his early 20s. He's got that passion to play, and so he'll go wherever the good tournaments are. He played in, like I said, Johannesburg. He's going to be in Cyprus. He was just in Vegas. He goes to the EPTs. He's everywhere, and I really admire that dedication to the game.
Also, a bonus note, he is actually a fantastic guy, just a great person, and that's always great to see the good guys succeed in poker. Speaking of Dominic, I have a fellow countryman to pick as my pick. Manig Loser is my selection, a fellow German. 7 cashes at the WSOP this summer. I did not know that. I'll be honest that I missed that, and that's quite impressive. A third in a 5K no-limit event for $288,000. That's never something to sneeze at. He's just a few $1,000s away from having his best season on tour already. And here's a kicker. He loves playing in this event. We seem to talk about our recurring theme here seems to be players who are having success in Cyprus. But you just can't overlook the fact that 2 years in a row he's cashed in this event, 33rd, 2 years ago, and 23rd last year. And last year was a bit of a bad beat because heading into the final days of the tournament, he seemed to have this thing under control. He had some solid players, obviously, in Rybachenko and others we mentioned before. So he did have a tough run near the end. But Manig is that type of player, almost like Dominic, very consistent. And if you're going to pick a player early in hopes of him or her cashing, I think Manig Loser is the way to go.
Loser, I'll just say this about him. Fantastic player, has terrible luck. Like you said, he went deep in Cyprus, ended up busting. This year in the World Series of Poker main event, he played perfect poker when I was watching, and he took some of the most horrendous bad beats I've ever seen. It had to be heartbreaking. It's just a matter of time before he breaks through, gets a huge win. It could very well be at the WPT Cyprus. But yes, Loser, great player, fantasy poker stud.
A shocker that we're talking about 2 Germans who are top poker players in the world. Lord knows we don't have enough of them, Chad.
It's true. Usually focus on the Oli Shemians or Igor Kurganovs, but both Dominic and Manig are some of those guys that maybe fly under the radar a little bit, but are just as good.
You can follow him at Chad A. Holloway. He is a WSOP champion and an all-around great guy. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.